Luke, welcome, and I'm really looking forward to this webinar.
Tom, thank you so much for having me. Thank you for the kind intro. Excited to be able to speak in front of your audience. And I had told you, because we had done a co-branded webinar together, I'm telling you, when I heard you speak at the True Choice Conference, I was so blown away. Like I was a vendor there, and then you pulled me into your keynote, and I stayed. I even ignored my booth just to listen to you speak. So I feel real honored to be able to speak with you today and to your audience today. I'm excited for today because I know we're going to cover a lot of value. So I just appreciate the opportunity.
Thanks, Luke. Looking forward to it.
Awesome. So we'll get started. I'm going to speed through this. We are recording this. So we're going to send this out, the recording out, so you can reference back to it. I talk really fast, but I want to get through all the information, but I also want you guys to chat in your questions. So there is a Q&A box that if you want to chat in, just chat in, let me know where you're from, just to make sure you guys are hearing me, and that, want to get you guys engaged a little bit, want to see kind of where we're from. We have a ton of people on this webinar. Just to give you a little bit of my background, like Tom was saying, my passion, heart, and soul is in how do I help business owners, particularly in the insurance space, the financial advising space, and the real estate space. How do I help them connect to their clients in a way that turn their clients into raving fans? And I think to focus us, because we've been doing this for about the last 17 years here at ReminderMedia, to focus all of us, the $1 million question really is this: do you have raving fans in your client base today? Because over a decade of doing this now, what I have found for sure is that if you can make that transition happen, if you can get raving fans, they refer you. Not only do they refer you out, they stay with you, and their kids end up using you if you're a financial professional. Their family stays with you. You don't lose the beneficiaries. So this is truly the $1 million question that we try to fight. We've been doing it for about 17 years now here at ReminderMedia. We've worked and had the blessing really to work with over 80,000 business owners, thousands of financial advisors, thousands of insurance agents, thousands of real estate agents. And the principle I want to talk to you today about is this principle of relationship marketing. So I'm going to get my slides here, and I want to put us all on the same page of relationship marketing. And the reason why it's so critical that we focus in here on relationship marketing is because in my journey of trying to help business owners create raving fans, I have seen a huge pain point that probably a lot of you find yourself here today with your marketing systems that you use in your business. I go into a financial practice, an insurance practice, and I look and I go, okay, do you believe you need to build strong relationships with your client base? Do you want to grow your practice off of referrals? Everybody gives me a resounding yes. So then I look at what they do for their clients. I look at their drip marketing, their nurture marketing, and here's what I find. And here's a good audit for you to do after this webinar for your practice. I look at what they send their clients, and 9 times out of 10, almost 90% of the content they send is all about them. So here they want to have a relationship, but 90% of what they send their clients is all about their practice, meaning it's market updates, it's things that they send to let them know what's going on in the practice. You're contacting people based upon product information, market information. And then we wonder why our clients tend to throw out our stuff, tend to not feel like they have strong relationships. And I want to show you some painful stats here because you're missing out on a ton of business. And I want to make sure you guys realize where to focus, because there's a gold mine right now in referrals and a gold mine in repeat business for you that you might be missing out on. But here's how I define relationship marketing. It's a slide on the screen. Hopefully you've read it already. But it is the belief that long-term success is driven by referrals and retention, and referrals and retention are only made possible by relationships. This seems simplistic at face value, but I promise you, if you gut check your actions, your calendar, where you spend your money, you probably will find that you spend the majority of your time, energy, and money focused on trying to sell new product or trying to get in front of new prospects, that's probably where you spend the majority of your money, because you've already got the clients that you have now, and you don't necessarily feel the need sometimes to get in touch with them that much. But I want to make sure I drive home for you that my core belief and what I've seen over the past decade is that the top producers, what they end up doing is they actually flip the coin on its head, and they spend the majority of their time, energy, and money actually on the relationships they have. And in turn, they end up racking in so much business. I can't wait till I tell you about this guy named Brian Harris, who's a client of mine, does over $6 million in business. And this guy's amount of touch points that he does for his clients is unreal. But here's some pain points just to make sure you guys know that this is just not Luke Acree coming at you, ReminderMedia coming at you, preaching some facts. There is data out there that shows we are missing out on opportunity. 70% of widows move their account within 10 months. So think of your business right now and think of the relationships you have right now. Do you know the wives in the family? Do you have a strong relationship with them? Maybe you've heard this fact before. What's worse than this fact is that 98% of kids who are going to inherit the money or inherit everything that goes along with the policies, they don't keep their parents' financial professional. Only 2% end up keeping their parents' financial professional. A huge action item for all of you is print out the database of your clients and ask yourself, do I know the kids? If you're Alan Acree, my father's financial professional, do you know me? Do you have a relationship with my wife, Megan, and I? And if not, chances are you're not going to keep those accounts. We're going to end up moving on to our own financial professional, and you're missing out on opportunity. Not only that, a bigger mistake that I see with financial advisors particularly is they think they're the only financial advisor for their client. And I have experienced this myself as an owner in ReminderMedia and someone who has multiple financial advisors or has had multiple financial advisors over time. There's a huge mistake that we're making, thinking that we have all of the assets of our clients, or we're the only financial professional that our client is referring to or using. And so how do you get the majority of shares of your client's assets? How do you become the most trusted person so they come and use you? That's the key question. The bottom line is this: if you don't connect with your clients, then you're missing out on business. You would probably all agree with me. And this is something I learned really from Zig Ziglar that I want to share with you guys real quick, is you have to get people in your database to know you, like you, and trust you. You've probably heard this saying before. This is really the trifecta, that when this trifecta comes together, that is when you end up getting raving fans. That's when you end up getting people to refer you out, to do repeat business with you. And that's when you actually earn more business for your prospects. So where are the 3 areas that you need to focus as a financial professional? The first is you need to focus on, how do I connect to both heads of the household? How do I make sure that I can connect? And I'm going to talk to you about that today and how you can do it strategically and give you some principles to apply to your marketing. Second is, how do you build relationships with the next generation? How do you get to become a friend of mine, a trusted advisor of mine, if you're my father's trusted advisor? And then third, this one's my personal favorite because I love referrals, is how do you actually generate referrals through your top clients? How do you leverage things like networking events, seminars, annual reviews to create raving fans? And a key point I would point out to you is, no one becomes a raving fan when you do what's expected. I've never met anybody who walks into a room, flips on a light switch and goes, oh my gosh, the lights came on. It's expected. We're not blown away that the lights came on. And the same applies in your business from an analogy example, meaning when you do what's expected, when you manage their money because they expect you to manage their money, when you give them certain advice, it doesn't create a raving fan. It's just good customer service. You actually have to go above that, which really comes down to this: is how do you get people to know, like, and trust you? How do you get people into this category of just doing great customer service to being a raving fan? So over a decade of doing this and the thousands of clients that I've worked with, and I've tested out a ton of marketing strategies, from texting to email to print to face-to-face to client events to seminars. We've tested out and worked with partners to look at these different marketing strategies. And there's 3 principles that always come out with a good marketing system. Every time I look back at this, but more importantly than even looking back, when I've tested it myself with personal clients that I have and I'm able to get into their business, these ring true and they transcend industries. So if you're on this right now and you're maybe in a different industry, maybe you're in real estate. My own brother, I convinced to get into real estate 3 years ago. He's the top 1% in America right now. He's already sold 100 homes this year. He's with Keller Williams. Applying these principles to his marketing. It transcends industries because it's really about connecting to the client, connecting to the consumer. Here's what I've found the 3 principles to be, is you have to have a marketing system that consistently connects you to your clients, creates impact, and brands you as the advisor or financial professional of trust. Now let's break these down. There's nothing you can do once and have great results. You can't go to the gym once, get a great body, right? But a better example would be, how many of you, if you only dated your significant other, your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, once a quarter, how many of you feel like you would have a great relationship with your spouse? All of us know that, yeah, you can't date your wife one time. You can't just buy flowers for her once a month or something like that and have unbelievable relationship. We know we have to do things consistently. So why don't we translate that to our clients? Meaning all of us know it's about relationships. Why don't we translate that to our clients? You have to consistently be in front of them, but it just can't be about consistency. The reason why I say that is because you can consistently connect with people with a piece of trash. You can consistently connect with people by soliciting them, by spamming them. If you're taking notes here, I would underline the second one, which is this impact. This is so critical, especially as we're in this technology-driven age, this noise-driven age, where we are just bombarded with information. You have to create impact because impact leads to advocacy. So let me describe impact for you. So you might be consistently connecting with me. So how do you get impact? You get impact by going personal. You get impact by personalizing your message to the clients you're reaching. Here's a kind of a pet peeve of mine with marketing. The key to marketing is relevancy. The more relevant I can be to you, the more you'll pay attention. Meaning if you buy a car today and you watch a car commercial tomorrow, it's not relevant to you. I've wasted 20 seconds of your life or 30 seconds, however long that car commercial is. People pay attention to things that are relevant to them, that touch on pain points in their life or fulfill desires in their life. So how do you do this practically in a marketing system? Well, here's a hack I would give you. Go through your client database and apply the Ford method to all of your clients. What is the Ford method? The Ford method stands for family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. And when I say it, apply it to your clients, what I mean is, do you know about your clients in these 4 pillars? Do you know what's going on with my family or even who my family is, that I have kids, when things, my occupation? Do you know what's going on with my work? Like, what do I do for a living? My dreams, right? Or my hobbies. So starting with hobbies, I skipped ahead. Like, what am I into? I personally am into music, right? I'm personally super involved with my church. What am I into? And then my dreams, where am I going? Because as a financial professional, man, you have such a huge part in helping our clients fulfill their dreams and what they want to accomplish. And when you know those 4 pillars, guess what you can do? You can design your marketing in a way that connects with your clients on those pillars. So my wife, I'll use her as an example. She's a vegetarian. She loves, she's kind of a health nut. So she loves to cook. She's a vegetarian. She loves to be healthy, all these things. Imagine you send something to your clients and it's all about, or you send something to Megan and it's all about, a recipe that has to do with meat. It's not going to resonate with her. But if you flip it on its head, imagine you send her something that has like a vegetarian recipe. And not only do you send it to her, you pick up the phone, you call her and say, hey, Megan, was thinking about you and Luke today. You came to my mind. I actually sent you a recipe. It was a vegetarian recipe because it got me thinking about you. Maybe you post it on her Facebook wall and say, hey, I want to make sure you saw it because I know you're into that and want to see what you thought about it. All of a sudden, what was just a normal mailer, a normal, kind of post on your Facebook wall has elevated and it's caused personal impact in the life of the person you're sending it to. And guess what that impact leads to? It triggers reciprocity. In psychology, when you do something nice for somebody, what do you naturally want to do? You want to reciprocate it. You want to give back to that person. You're naturally wanting to give back because they've done something nice for you. So when you create impact with people by making your marketing more relevant to what's going on in a person's life, it creates that reciprocity, which triggers advocacy, but it can't stop there. And there's a reason why I say it can't stop there, because I've tested these things and I've seen these things out in the field. A lot of people will send emails consistently. They'll send out recipes, right? But the problem is you can't just send out a bottle of wine to somebody, even though maybe you send them a gift basket one month, a bottle of wine the next month, you're consistently connecting, you're creating impact because it's something awesome. But you have to brand yourself as that financial professional of choice, that financial professional of trust. I actually want to do a little test with all you guys right now. I see a question coming in from Michael Goodman. He says, what is the R in Ford? The R stands for recreation. So that's somebody's hobbies. So what they're into, the things that they're into. So family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. Here's my test for you guys. I want you to chat in because I want to make sure you guys are following along. When I say electric cars, who do you guys think of right now? Go ahead and chat that in. I want to see, because we're all spread. Obviously, I've not given this question to anybody before this webinar, and we're all spread across the country, and I want to see what people start chatting in. So go ahead, take a second, chat in, and I'm going to read some of these to you because they're pouring in here. Kevin, Tesla. Don, Tesla. Garth, Tesla. Jerry, Tesla. Steve, Musk. So he's thinking Elon Musk. Bruce Hall, Elon Musk. John, Tesla, and the list goes on and on. I want to see if there's anybody else. Okay, Edward did say Toyota, I think is what he was saying there. So we have a Toyota in there. I do this all the time on webinars across the country. I've not prepped you guys with this question. You're spread across the country. All of you, when I said electric cars, which is a category, all of you thought Tesla. Why? It's branding. Tesla has owned the category of electric cars. And there's actually a statistic out there that says consumers will 76% of the time choose the first company that pops into their mind. So if I say airlines right now, because you got to buy an airline ticket, the first airline company that's popping into your head right now as I'm saying this, they have a 76% chance of earning your business. So what do you need to do as a financial professional? How do you become the Tesla of your industry? How do you become the Tesla in your community? When people think insurance, they think you. When people think financial advising, they think you. How do you make that happen? And the only way to make that happen is if you're consistently in front of somebody, constantly reaching out to them. You are sending them things that are more about them and relevant to what's going on with them. But on top of that, you're also pointing them to signals of trust of you in your business. So you're pointing them to not only your branding, which is you and your logo, your face or your team, but it's more than that. It's trust signals. It's your clients that you've worked with, and maybe it's testimonials or case studies that you have out there. It's maybe product stuff that you have that you can strategically put. And when you do that, what happens is consistency breeds familiarity. So when you first see somebody's face, it's not familiar to you. And so you're kind of standoffish. The more you are around somebody, the more it breeds familiarity. Familiarity naturally leads into trust. These are the three things you have to have in your marketing system. So if you start reflecting right now and you think about your marketing system that you're doing for your clients, you need to ask yourself these three questions. Am I consistently doing something for my clients, staying in front of them? Am I doing something that has meaning to them that creates impact? But does it also brand me as a trusted financial professional that gets them, when they think financial, they think me. When they think insurance, they think me. Or maybe you're in another industry like accounting or real estate, the same applies to you. This is the core that you have to do with your marketing. And where most people fall down is they run to the market and they go, okay, Luke, I get it. I know it's all about relationships. I know it's all about consistently connecting, creating impact. So I want to implement that. So they run to the market and they look at what's out there for them and they try to implement this in their business. And this is probably where you find yourself today. So they start sending emails because that's an option for you. They start sending maybe postcards or newsletters. And here's what happens. I find that advisors find themselves in two categories: a no shelf life category, no impact, or impact, but not cost effective. And I'll break those down for you. A no shelf life category would be maybe sending an email to your clients, sending a newsletter. It's not bad. You are in front of them, but I want to challenge you right now and put yourself in the consumer's shoes. When you've probably all bought a car before or a piece of furniture. When your car dealership sends you just an email, what do you do with it? Or your furniture store sends you a postcard or a little newsletter, what do you do with it? And probably 9 out of 10 of you are thinking, yeah, I glance at it. If there's no good promo or the subject line doesn't hit me at the exact right time, I just delete it. I delete it. So this causes a lot of top producers, I'm going to be different. I'm going to be creative. So they jump into the next category. And the next category is bottles of wine, gift baskets, maybe taking your client out to dinner. These are fantastic, man. If you sent my wife and I a bottle of wine, it would be awesome. Here's your issue, though, because you have to think through the lens of these three principles here. What most advisors do is they send a bottle of wine or they send a gift basket and they do it one time. And all of a sudden, they've spent a lot of time, energy, and money because you don't know if I like red wine, white wine, expensive wine, cheap wine. What if I'm offended by alcohol or something like that? So you do it one time, put a ton of energy into it, and then you don't do it again because it's expensive. And now you wonder why. Well, why am I not getting raving fans? Why am I not, producing the referrals I want? And it's because you have to do things consistently. And it's very hard to brand yourself on a bottle of wine or brand yourself on a gift basket. This is literally what led us at ReminderMedia to creating what we've created, because we saw this gap in the market and we saw that, man, business owners are really suffering to be able to send stuff to their clients that's relevant to them, not just spamming and solicitation, but being still cost effective so you can do it at scale. And I'm going to walk you through kind of what we do, but in walking through what we do, I want to point out the principles of what you should be doing. And regardless of whether you use us or don't use us, you can see, okay, I understand why this works so effectively, and you can try to apply this in your business. What we created years and years ago was something very simplistic. It actually was a lifestyle magazine called American Lifestyle. We now have a Start Healthy magazine that's more health-centered, and I'll explain the difference between them. But it's a 48-page coffee table publication. It's super high quality. In fact, I'll grab one here. It's a lot like an architectural digest, but here's the unique thing about it. It's your magazine. You're not, just taking out an ad in this magazine. This is not featuring you next to a ton of top other financial professionals or something like that. This is literally your magazine. And not only is it your magazine, it's not really about promoting a bunch of financial information. It's not about promoting, here's what's happening with annuities, here's what's happening in the market, here's what's happening, from a transaction standpoint or a product standpoint. It's actually just about the enjoyment of your clients. And we have found that just turning that strategy on its head and going, you know what? I'm going to actually send something to my clients that they would enjoy, versus something that just promotes that what I'm doing for them or want them to do. It has been unbelievable in the feedback, and more importantly, from a marketing standpoint, the shelf life that this thing gets. It gets a 4 to 6 week shelf life in the home. I had a client that picked up an $800,000 annuity. Her name's Jane Shaw. I actually met her at the same conference I saw Tom speak. She came up and hugged me. Her name's Jane Shaw. And what she said to me is, Luke, I've been sending this magazine, and I have to admit, I haven't really been talking to the person like I should, but I've been sending this magazine for 2 years to someone, and they ended up making the turkey recipe for their Thanksgiving get-together. And they called me to thank me for the turkey recipe. And in that, I was able to have a conversation with them. And I learned that they sold their vacation home and they weren't sure what they wanted to do with what the proceeds that they got. So she ended up picking up an annuity off of a turkey recipe. But it really wasn't the turkey recipe. This is driving home the principle that I want to make sure you understand. Why she picked that up is because she was just sending something to her client that she knew her client would enjoy, that would be unexpected. Because you remember the example I gave you of the light switch? Everybody expects you to be a great financial advisor, just like they expect the light to come on when they flip the light switch. What they don't expect is that you actually care about them beyond finance. You care about their health. You care about what they're into, their hobbies. You know their kids. This gives you a way to connect on a relationship level, an emotional level, because it's all about them. It's celebrating life in America. So American lifestyle is travel, it's art, it's food, a little bit of everything for everybody. Start Healthy is all more health geared. So if you have clients that are super into fitness or healthy recipes like my wife, it's a beautiful one to send to them. A lot of our advisors love to do it because they're into health and wealth. So if you think from a branding standpoint, hey, I'm really trying to push the health and wealth that I care about, not only your financial health, but also your physical health. Start Healthy is a great one to do. It's 48 pages, but not only is it your magazine, you actually get to customize it down to the individual. So it's going out to them every 2 months, but it allows you to connect consistently and actually personalize it down to the individual you send it to. So here you get a letter on the inside front cover. So imagine my wife and I, our son's graduating from high school. You can log into your interface. You can write us a personal letter saying, Dear Luke and Megan, congrats on your son graduating from high school. That letter would go to just Megan and I in our magazine. So no more dear valued client or anything like that. I don't want to scare you. We write the letters for you and we'll help you with all that. But you can personalize it down to the person you're sending to if you want to for impact. Not only can you do that, you get 2 tear out cards in the magazine. There's one in the front and there's one in the back, okay? And with these tear out cards, I want to drive home this principle of impact because they default to recipes. So you heard me talk about Jane Shaw picking up that annuity off of a turkey recipe, but there's over 800 different options. Not only can you customize the tear out cards with the options we provide you, but I want you to think strategically about what's going on in the lives of your clients. What are your clients into? What do they support? So me and my wife and ReminderMedia, we support Philabundance, which is a food bank here in Philadelphia. Imagine featuring the charity that we're really into on the tear out card in your magazine to support. So you get 2 for 1. You're supporting the local community. You're giving back. At the same time, you're supporting something that your clients are super into. So it's an incredible way to connect with them and draw impact. Not only that, if your client's a business owner, you get a feature on the back cover. This whole back cover is customizable for you. So you can customize the back cover to feature whether it's client testimonials that you want it to do, or maybe it's a client that's a business owner that you want it to feature their business in your magazine that's going out. There's so many creative ways that you can use this to tailor it to the likes and interests of your clients to drive that impact home, to really make it more personal than just a solicitation and take it to the next level than just being a basic gift. So not only does it go out every 2 months consistently, it allows you to create impact. And then it hits the third, which is you don't want to just obviously create impact. You want to brand yourself as the advisor of trust. So on the tear out cards, on the back covers, on the front cover, you can strategically put your information, your branding. You can feature your testimonials. You can even feature, I have people on the insurance side that feature products that they offer. So I had a guy in Allstate that featured a product that he offered, life insurance for kids, and he actually ended up getting a policy there because the clients didn't realize that he offered it for kids. And so there's things that you can do strategically that don't come across just as, direct advertising or something like that, that's more strategic. The reason why this is so powerful and what we've heard from our financial professionals is it really helps you capitalize on the 3 areas that we talked about in the beginning. Think about the wives right now in the relationships that you might not have real good relationships or strong connection with. This is an incredible opportunity to put them on the list, and now you have a perfect reason to reach out to them. So if you sent it to Megan and I, it's call Megan up. Hey, Megan, was thinking about you. Reason why I want to reach out is I'm sending you a gift, American Lifestyle. I want to make sure you got it and you enjoyed it and like it. I super value you and Luke, and wanted to point out, man, there was a great article on page 7 that I thought you and Luke would enjoy. All of a sudden, you have a talking point that's not just about pushing something that you do for them. It's literally just a relationship builder. Then translate that to the beneficiaries, the kids specifically. How do you get strategically in front of them without calling up and saying, hey, Luke, I'm your father Alan's financial advisor, and I wanted to introduce myself. And it seems cold, and it seems to be all about the assets and all about the money. Start getting your brand in front of them, build familiarity, based upon a gift, based upon just value given to them. And now that call is so much easier. And we've heard time and time again that it creates the buzz in the family, because the kids naturally, when they receive the magazine, they end up calling their parents, and it triggers the conversation for you immediately. And then what we do for our financial professionals is we want to look at your book of business, and we want to segment your book of business to help you really capitalize on creating raving fans that end up producing referrals. So naturally, to give you just a small example of what you can do with this magazine that you should apply to your marketing, whatever you're doing, is think about your business from segments. How many lawyers do you have? How many doctors do you have? How many business owners do you have? So if you have me as one of your clients, I'm a business owner. What are the natural connections to me that you should start building a relationship with? Start that conversation. Well, I have Mike Stefano. He's my accountant. He owns his own firm. I know Mike is decently well off. He'd be a great connection for you. I have Rich Cohen, my lawyer, who helps me with all my stuff personally and here at the company. So how do you leverage the relationship you have with me to get in front of Rich, to get in front of Mike? But how do you do it in a way that doesn't seem salesy, that actually keeps the relationship intact and builds the trust with your client so they actually don't feel like you're just soliciting all their friends? What we do is we actually teach our clients, why don't you call Luke up and say, hey, Luke, hey, I was hoping to get introduced to maybe your connection there, Rich, or your connection, Mike Stefano. I was hoping to send this magazine to him just as a gift. Hey, do you mind if I send this magazine to him? We find 9 times out of 10, because it's non-salesy, because it's a nice quality piece, the client goes, oh, absolutely. I'll let Rich know it's coming. Now, naturally, you have that conversation starter where you're dripping on the person. And obviously, you can tell I get excited about this stuff. There's so many more strategic ways that you can use it to start capitalizing on those referrals. And so many times we hear from our advisors that they get testimonials like, oh, man, I got a call for the magazine because the client was like, yeah, my financial advisor sends me this magazine. What does yours do? They have their very own magazine. It's a differentiator that's higher quality, and it's all about the client. We also allow them to be shipped to you. So if you want to strategically use them at seminars or strategically use them at networking events, a lot of our advisors take advantage of that. I want to open it up to you guys for some questions, because I know that there's probably some questions out there when it comes to the principles and questions when it comes to the actual customization of the magazine. But I want to make sure that all of you know that you got into finance for helping people with their financials, helping people with their investing strategies, helping them achieve their dreams that they want in life. You didn't get in there to be great marketers. We assign a marketing coach to you. In order to help people with their finances, you have to be known. We want to help you get known and create raving fans out of your client base. We assign marketing coaches to you. And this is one of our testimonials from Christine at Ameriprise, that we want to do all the work for you so you don't have to worry about it, make it turnkey and easy, do the writing, put it together. We just want to make sure that you're doing the most important part, which is the outreach to your clients, finding about their likes and interests, having conversations with them that strengthen the relationship. All of this, we go through compliance. We make it super turnkey. With the compliance, we create PDF proofs. We send it to your compliance officers for you. We don't let a magazine go out unless it's approved by compliance. And as you can tell, we have about 3,000 financial advisors that use us now. So we have a ton of different firms that we've gone through the compliance approval process with. And if we haven't done your firm, we end up reaching out on your behalf and doing and taking care of that all for you. All of this you can do for literally less than a Hallmark card. Most people are blown away because they think producing their own magazine is super expensive. Literally $3.99 per magazine. And that's the shipping included and the postage included. So delivered to your clients, personalized. The minimum's not outrageous. If you look here, the minimum is only 50. It's not 500. So if you think of your 50 best relationships that you want to send this to and personalize this to, we do have a one-time setup fee. It is normally, just being direct, it's normally $300 just for the opportunity today. And as a thank you for Tom for having us on, we wanted to reduce that. We're reducing that to $99 for anybody who wanted to try it out. With that, you get the marketing coach that sets it all up for you. You get obviously all the creative and design. And then on top of that, you get exclusivity. So one of the keys and the principles is impact. Well, wouldn't it be very impactful if you received a magazine from me and you also received it from Tom? The same magazine, just customized with different people. So it's exclusive to you. So you never have to worry about 2 magazines from different businesses going to your client. We lock it down at the address level, and we'll let you know, obviously, if a client is taken or not. But this protects you. And again, remember, I'm trying to fulfill those 3 principles of marketing: consistency, impact, and then branding you as the advisor of trust. So if you wanted to take advantage of this, you just go to remindermedia.com/Hegna. So if you go to remindermedia.com/Hegna, it's super simple. It will ask you for it will ask you to get started. It will ask you for some of your information, like your first name, last name, your email address. You put that in there. All you pay up front is just the $99 setup fee. You don't pay for your magazines till you go to print. So we'll walk you through everything, work at your pace, obviously. And so if you wanted to get started, you can go to remindermedia.com/Hegna. Everyone who wants to try this on the webinar, we want to do one better for you. We have a digital edition of the magazine that's interactive, that you can send through text, you can send through email. It's all trackable. And so it's something that you can send to your clients digitally as well. We will include a month of that in there for free for you. And we have a library of social media content, because we have tons of content from this magazine, lifestyle-based content. We're going to throw a month of that in there for free for you as well, where you have social media content, a digital edition of your magazine, and then obviously the most important, which is the magazine going out to your clients through the mail. We're going to throw those 2 pieces in there for you for free so you can try that out. It's remindermedia.com/Hegna. So I know I talked a ton. I know there's some questions coming in here, so I apologize. Let's get to some of these questions. Tom, if you want to, I don't know if you had a chance to read some of them. I'm going to take a sip of water here.
Yeah. So Luke, before we do that, give people some time to do it. I mean, look, when 70% of the widows and 98% of the kids are not doing business, you know, I mean, those are just astounding numbers, and I believe them to be true because I've seen it. And I think the reason why is, when you're a brand new agent, you're not thinking about widows, you're not thinking about the kids, you're just trying to get a sale, right? But once you've been in this business for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, you better be thinking about this, because this is your long-term business. And so, you know, and I think I love the consistency. You know, I try to be consistent in my social media, but it's got to be relevant to them. And I can tell when I have a team that helps me with social media, and I can tell when they're off course, because I'll get some unfriendings. You know, I have 5,000 people in Facebook, so I can see all of a sudden 3 people dropped off. Well, then I tell my guys, I said, look, it's too me. We got to do other stuff. We got to do stuff for them. It can't be about us all the time. So, I mean, I just think that's amazing. And then you want to be known as the Tesla of your business. So we do have some questions. I'm going to put off my video because I kind of have to squint at these because my eyes aren't as good as these.
No worries at all.
There's somebody here from Canada, Rob, and Rob, I know Rob well. He's one of my co-authors of my book, and he says, hey, here from Vancouver, anything for Canadians? Does this work for Canadians as well?
Rob, thank you so much for the question. I think I saw that from someone else too. So we're not in Canada current, but just so you know, we are actually literally in the whole brokering deal right now to get it mailed to Canada. So we're hoping to expect that early next year. That's going to be one of our goals. But we aren't delivering in Canada right now, but it's literally our executive team is working on it. And the idea there would be, obviously, you don't have to do American Lifestyle. There's Start Healthy, but chances are, no promises, but chances are we'll be developing another magazine for Canada as well. So just to give you an idea, we're actually in the talks right now and working out the details there, but great question.
How about Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico, I'll actually have to check in and personally get back to you on Puerto Rico. I don't believe we deliver to Puerto Rico right now, but it is possible because I know things are changing constantly with the U.S. Postal Service. So it is possible because it is a territory. But as of now, I don't want to promise you that we do.
How about, can we choose which magazine goes to which client, or do we have to send the same magazine to all the clients on the list?
That's a great question. So the minimum is 25. So you would at least have to do 25 of American Lifestyle and 25 of Start Healthy for a total of 50. But you can end up sending Start Healthy to some that would prefer Start Healthy, 25 people and 25 to American Lifestyle. You also can switch at any point. So if you wanted to switch over to Start Healthy and try that one out, or if we actually have some advisors that end up doing American Lifestyle, then they send Start Healthy, then they send American Lifestyle. So they end up doing two because they want more touch points with their clients.
There's a question of how much it costs. I think you've gone over that. When they go to the link, will there be more information on the costs
Yeah,
or how
hopefully
to do
you
it?
guys can see. If not, I can make sure I share it. Again, I pulled up the screen for where you go. So it's remindermedia.com/Hegna, Hegna, and it will redirect you here. And when you get here, if you can see my screen right now, you'll see it's $3.99 a magazine. The order is a minimum of 50, and then it's the reduced setup fee for $99. There's no contract for people who are signing up. Normally, we do have a 9-issue contract, but something we're doing during COVID is we're not doing the contract just to make it a little easier for people. So it's no contract, so you can mail as long as you want and stop when you want. You obviously get a free month of the digital edition, free month of branded blog post. You just hit the get started, and this is where it will take you through 2 easy steps. One is it will take you through entering your basic information, first name, last name, email address. And then the second will just be your billing information that you would want to use for the $99 setup fee. 2 things about that is that's all you pay up front. You don't pay for your magazines till you go to print, which means we design it all up for you, show it to you, make sure compliance is good with it, make sure you're happy. It is a 100% money back guarantee of the setup fee, meaning if you get it, end up not liking it, end up having clients that you can't send it to or whatever, which doesn't normally happen, you can get the $99 back. We're not obviously in the business to take $99 from somebody. So we want a long-term relationship with you, but just 2 technical details there. So just your billing information, place order, and we will be in touch with you right away. You'll get a marketing coach personally for you and that you can talk with, and they will walk you through everything.
Now, there's a question in here, Luke, about what's in the magazine. Is there like a sample copy that they can look at digitally, or can they see what kind of info is in the magazine?
Yeah, that's a great question. So American Lifestyle, 7 articles, and you can get samples. I'll show you there in just a second, but it is 7 articles, travel, art, food, interior design, nothing controversial. So we stay away from politics and religion, of course, and nothing competitive to you. So those are kind of our criteria to stay away from. And it's stuff that your clients will enjoy around lifestyle. American Lifestyle is obviously not the healthy one. So there's going to be things like mac and cheese recipes in here and pies and all that good stuff. Start Healthy, I'll pull this up here. Start Healthy is more health gear. So it will have fitness tips. It will have articles, like there was an article, I think, in this one about dance. It will have healthy recipes that people can try. And this one, obviously, same type of idea, nothing controversial. It just has a health gear. So even when we write an article on travel, it might be about like hiking in Yosemite or something like that, where it's more like health-based or can be geared towards health. So that's the Start Healthy one. You can go and get samples. So if you are on here, I'll go back. If you go to remindermedia.com, you can see samples. We work in over 160 different industries, believe it or not. Our 3 main ones are finance, insurance, and real estate. But you can scroll down here on the first page you ended up on, and you can send me a sample right here, and it will send a PDF sample of the magazine right to your inbox. It's super easy. Just fill out your first name, last name, email address, or have Facebook auto format, and it will send you a sample so you can see a sample of the magazine. And then, of course, if you claim this offer here on the webinar, because I want you to claim the deal so you get the no contract and free month and all that good stuff, we'll show you as many samples as you want and take you to American Lifestyle Mag and everything like that. So I don't want anybody to feel any pressure, but I want you to take advantage of the deal.
Luke, there's a question of how many times or how often does it come, and can you change the frequency of the magazine?
So it comes out 6 times a year, every 2 months. A new issue is created and will be sent out on your behalf. We do have some clients do quarterly. If you wanted to do quarterly, it would be 100 magazine minimum, not 50. So if you wanted to go to quarterly, I advise people do 6 times a year because the shelf life is 4 to 6 weeks. We use a firm called GFK. They go in and audit the magazine. So the shelf life is 4 to 6 weeks. So it's kind of a new one's hitting homes at the perfect time when the other ones are moving on from the coffee table.
Somebody who says my clients are into politics. I know we're not supposed to talk about that. Every conversation. I just think it's not good to talk about politics when you're in the house. I really do. But I mean, give me your thoughts on it.
I think it adds for lively conversation. I personally am into politics myself too, so I just enjoy the debate, I guess. But I think you want to be conscious of that, but it's like we obviously want to stay away from it because we don't want to do anything that would hinder your brand or something like that. But I think that's hilarious.
So, are there multiple marketing outreach other than the magazine?
Yes. So let me pull over so you guys can see. I'll just show you a glance of the digital. So this is the digital magazine, so version of American Lifestyle. The cool thing about this is it's dynamic. So it's not most magazines you see online, they're PDF files, or they're the little flip book thing. Everybody's familiar with that. We built our own digital platform to allow us to really be creative with the magazine to make it interactive and engaging. Obviously fully dynamic on iPads, mobile phones, all that stuff. All this branded with your information. This is Josh, my CMO here. But if you click this, it's going to take you to your cell phone, right? If you're on your cell phone to call, your websites, all that good stuff. It's fully customizable the same way the magazine is, where this is a letter from you to your clients. What a lot of our advisors and financial professionals like to do now is they'll pull out their phone and they'll actually shoot a little video and say, hey, Tom, was thinking about you, or hey, guys, thanks for checking out my digital edition. Check out this pretzel chocolate recipe on page 7. Let me know what you think. Instead of writing a letter, they'll put that video in their little digital edition here, so you can do that. It, of course, is branded to you, but can be shared across social media. So you can send it through email, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook. You can share the current page you're on, or the whole magazine as itself. I don't know if I'm logged into Facebook, but I want to show you how easy it is. It literally pulls it. If you look, it says, courtesy of Josh Stike, who's my chief marketing officer. You can write your little caption, and you can then post that on your wall or DM it to somebody that wants it. And then it's branded to you and has your information on every page, clickable. I want to make sure you guys understand that it's not just written text. Like, we try to bring it to life. We take these recipes, we make them videos. So if you've seen those little minute videos on Facebook that you get drawn into of people making the little recipes, I have content producers here on staff that make these, that show your client how to make these. Then when they download this printed recipe, it has your branding on the recipe card that prints out. So it's interactive. That just gives you a taste. That's one of them. The other thing that we do is our library of social media content. So I told you, you get the digital month free, and you can send up to 1,000 people, post unlimitedly on social. What we also give you, if you claim this offer, by going to remindermedia.com/Egna, we also give you our branded post library. So if you go here, this is the interface I'm looking at that you would get access to. Here on the left side is your branded post. You get this whole post library that has over 2,000 pieces of content, lifestyle-based content, content that your clients can do at home. We even did a whole staying at home content library for COVID. So, 2 easy recipes kids will love making at home. The cool thing about this is it's branded to you. So when you post this on your social, it's compliments from you. When your clients view it, it's your contact information over here on the side, so they can get a hold of you. If you click this and they fill out this information, it goes directly to your email. So all of this content in here is actually your content, meaning it brands to you. So if you have a blog on your website that you want to keep content on, you can use this on posting there, post it on your social, all of the social media channels. You can send it as an email as well. So you can send an email newsletter. So that's a lot of information.
So, Luke,
people, you get a marketing coach, just so you know, that will do all this for you.
So, Luke, would a good strategy be to use the magazine with maybe your top 50 clients and centers of influence, and then use the digital kind of for the masses? Is that what some of the people do?
Spot on, man. Spot on. That's what most of our clients do. You think of your A-list, send the magazine to your core advocates, the people that you want to turn into raving fans or that are already showing you that they refer you. Send the magazine there. use the digital for your B list, your C list potentially, and then the social media as well. So we have some social media strategies we give to people where we teach them how do you connect on social using this content and how do you make it effective, because everybody can post. So how do you go deeper than post? How do you use direct messaging? How do you use their wall to actually have engagement and hit on that impact? Because in everything we do, it comes back to those three principles: consistency, impact, and branding.
There's a question. Please revisit the charity info on the 2 tear-off cards. Does it benefit the charity, school, ministry, etc.?
So that's a great question. So we do one issue a year as a company where proceeds of signups in the magazine we get to charity. Actually, the one we're doing this year is Homes for Troops. So Homes for Our Troops is what we're donating to. We do a breast cancer awareness issue. It's going to be the next one. For you personally, what we have seen advisors do is they'll use like the tarot card here. I know it's hard to see, so I apologize. They'll use this tarot card. We'll create a custom ad featuring the charity that they want in their community. And you point people to the website where you want them to give or whatever you want them to take action on. You have the back cover here. So where you see this whole face right here with the text, we can make that totally custom for you. So this can be an ad that we create for you, depending on what you want to do, to where it will point people to the charity, point them to give back, point them to whatever you want. And we can create that in, obviously you have to lead people to a landing page where you want them to give or lead them to that charity. So we've seen people do that. We've seen a lot of different creative things. I will give a caveat to the creation. All of the templates we provide for you. So we have hundreds of options for back covers, hundreds of options for tarot cards. If you want us to do something totally custom, we do charge a small fee. It depends what you're doing, $29 to up to $99, depending on what you're doing. And that's literally not for us to make a ton of money. It's just to cover the cost of doing something totally custom design wise. But we have hundreds of different free options. Or if you have something already designed, we'll take that and we'll put it on the magazine for you for free too. So just a little detail there.
All right, Luke, we got about 6 minutes left. We still have some questions. So let me kind of rapid fire them and you rapid fire answers. Okay. Yep. Roddy is really interested in Puerto Rico. So that he wants you to know that. And so we can find that answer.
I will reach out to you.
Could this be used to email a cold list of prospects to opt in to receive emails?
So we don't take care of the opt-in process ourselves. You 100% can email the digital edition. We do encourage warm list because you don't want to spam somebody, but the opt-in doesn't happen through the digital. But depending on your email marketing system you use, if you use a Marketo or Constant Contact or something like that, we can help you. We can give you your digital book as a link and you can send it through there and get the opt-in depending on what you're using.
Can we customize either magazine with our own article that we write?
So the guts of the magazine we control. We do that 2 reasons. One is cost. That's how we keep the economics really down instead of doing totally custom magazines all the way. The second main reason is we want to make sure the quality is so high that people don't throw it away. That's where our real value comes in, is we have editors, writers. People don't throw it away. 4 to 6 week shelf life, 44-minute read time, 58% referral rate is what we see on average over 12 months.
How can we verify that these services are clients approved before signing up and paying?
So request, if you want to do that and you don't want to put down the 99, totally understand that. Request, send me a sample, put that in. Let me see if they give you, okay, they don't give you an option on this one. So just request a sample, we'll reach out to you, we'll confirm that for you. We always, I shouldn't say always because it's never 100%, but we get through compliance because we're not financial really driven. We're lifestyle, mac and cheese recipes, stuff like that. But put in, if you don't want to sign up and claim the deal, just put in your sample request and we'll sort all that out for you and find out, but we're in a ton of firms. So Ameriprise, LPL, Waddell & Reed, Bankers Life, it goes on and on, American Portfolios. Like we have tons and tons of different firms that we're in that have clients using us. So, and it's fully refundable. If you claim the deal, it's fully refundable if it's not compliance approved.
Do you work with companies to get the price co-opt where the company would pay a portion of it?
We work with FMOs and IMOs and companies. If you sign up and there is a better deal through your IMO or FMO, or there is a deal corporately through, let's say, an LPL, we'll honor that. So we'll have our team look at that. We'll want to know from you, who are you with FMO and IMO wise? Who are you with, obviously, network wise? And we'll honor that deal for you.
Can you sign up now and choose to start at a later time?
Yes, but we like to keep that within 90 days. So if you're thinking sign up now and start 6 months from now, we would rather you, obviously do it within 90 days, but we'll work with you. We do work at your pace.
Do we mail these out ourselves? I'm assuming you mail them out.
We mail them for you. Yep,
Right.
we mail them delivered to your client or delivered to you, or mix.
I provide financial education to a 5,000 employee company. Would this be good to send out to our current customers in that firm? Word travels fast there. Or would we risk having another advisor send it to their cube mate?
Yeah, I love that. So it is exclusive to you. So if you send it to them, no one else can send it to them. If you want to send 5,000, I'll even cut you a better deal than the 399 because you're up at usually at the 5,000 mark. We do a custom deal for you and maybe can save you some money there. I'd love to talk to you more. I think it's a great idea. I don't think it's going to hurt you at all, but I would love to make sure. I want to make sure you get return on investment. So I want to dive into that a little deeper. So if you love the idea, sign up, claim the fee. We'll work with you to make sure your strategy is a home run.
All right, last question. Can we change which clients the magazines go to every 2 months?
Yes, you have complete flexibility and control of your list. We also do not market your list. We do not solicit your list. It's your list, your information. It's totally, from our privacy policy and everything like that. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff either.
There were a couple questions we just didn't get to. How can they reach you if they really need their question answered? Can they send an email or call, or what would your advice be?
Yeah, that's a great question. So you guys can call in. There's a number up here as well. When we send out the email, you'll be able to respond to that email. We'll get that out to you right away with the recording as fast as we can. I think it has to render down off the Zoom call. But as soon as we can get that out to you, we will. You can call this number up in the right-hand corner, 866-458-4226. Ask for Andrew Saxa, and he can walk you through all the details because I'm going to be tied up and I want to make sure you get your questions answered. You can ask for Andrew Saxa, or you can ask for Mike Kaola. Both of them are experts in the financial services field with insurance agents, financial advisors. They do this all day. Andrew's my VP of financial services. So he's a stud. He can help you out. 866-458-4226. Or you, with the email, respond to the email. We'll set up a time to do a call with you at your convenience, and we can walk you through everything.
Hey, Luke, I want to thank you very much. This is very helpful, very informational. And, I think anybody who's been in this business for a few years really needs to think about their long-term strategy. And I think it's a great long-term strategy, especially with your high net worth individuals and your centers of influence. You don't have to get 1,000 of these and send to 1,000 people. You can really pick those key people. And I think it's a great strategy.
Awesome. Hey, Tom, I appreciate it. And everybody on, really appreciate the time today. If you don't sign up with us, no worries. We'd love to have you, love to work with you, but apply these principles. Trust me when I say, I've seen it time and time again. These principles work. You have to do this in your business if you want to have long-term success and create raving fans. So really appreciate all of you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Luke.
Yeah, have a great one.